Hi, and welcome back to another week of Simply Boss Events Level Up Tribe podcast, where we talk about how to level up your events. I'm your host, Chris Davis, and let's get started. So this week, we will be discussing inspecting the site and planning your meeting. So when you have decided on your site location for your event, make sure that you have gone to look at the property. Usually, it is best practice to review the sites as you're trying to decide on which one you will move forward with. However, it is not always possible considering the location of the event, especially if it's a destination planning location. I do suggest that if you can't physically go and see the location, what I tend to do for my events is to ask the event planner that I am working with on location to either stream the property and all of the rooms that I will be using, or to video it and upload it to YouTube so that I can later watch it. That's an easy way to use technology and to still kind of get a feel for the event location itself. You can look at Instagram or Facebook and Google the hashtag of the location, and people tend to upload a lot of pictures of the venue and leave a lot of comments regarding that location as well. And just use the internet to your advantage. Try to get as much information about the facility and the properties near it, and just get a sense of what is available to you as an attendee to that location, and if it's something that the general theme of the event would really benefit from. Now, moving over to food and beverage and planning your meeting, you have to make sure that you are making cost-effective choices. You need to evaluate the cost and time savings for a small group to eat in a private section of a restaurant as opposed to having a catered meal. Sometimes it is cheaper for you to have this done at a venue like a restaurant rather than at the hotel and have it catered, just because of the additional fees. You need to write out the due dates for guarantees, especially if the guarantee are due 48 to 72 business hours prior to the event. You may have initially thought that your guest list would be 100, and honestly, it ends up being 50, and you do not want to be responsible or have your client responsible for those 50 extra people. Next, you want to specify the overset in the contract. And an overset is the number of people beyond the guaranteed number for which the facility will set tables for. This amount can vary from 0 to 5% or sometimes even more. The industry average is about 3%. So this will add a buffer to anyone who is attending that's over your guaranteed number. And if you are billed after the event, you will usually be billed for the guaranteed number or the number served, whichever is greater. So if you guaranteed 50 and 45 showed up, instead of being billed for the 45 that showed up, you will actually be billed for the entire 50. You need to also find out what service charges or gratuities will be added to the price of the meal and tax to avoid any surprises at the end of the event. You want to make sure that you have set that in your budget. And do not, I repeat, do not compromise on quality. However, if your budget is restrictive, consider reducing the number of food functions you are planning for your meeting or event. And this is specifically applicable to events that are running all day, 8 to 5, and you want to serve breakfast, lunch, and then 3 breaks. You might want to consider the 3 breaks and offer 2 or offer 1, or look at what they charge for a based on consumption snacks, where you will have some snacks set out for the day and then are just charged at the end based on how many people actually ate that. And then also you want to consider flowers, decorations, and entertainment. The hotel can usually provide ideas on floral arrangements, table and room decor, and quality of entertainment. And that, of course, is based on who is your partnering vendor for this event. Are you going to use the hotel if your event is held there? Or are you going to hire a DMC to do this work for you? Or are you going to hire a florist and you'll put down the flowers yourself? Or any one of those things. So there are so many possibilities. Just make sure that you go into it with the right frame of mind so that this can be a successful event for you and your client. You don't want to be upset because you didn't think of all of the possibilities prior to executing this event. And let me tell you, those little factors can honestly be detrimental to your event. So think carefully through your program, make sure you schedule site visits, and start thinking of ways to make effective cost-saving choices throughout this event. So that's all for this week. Hope you found this informational helpful, and make sure to take a look at our website to see where we have templates that you can use so that you don't have to think of these yourself, and make some time to have some one-on-one coaching with our Simply Boss Events team. Thanks for listening. Again, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and reach out if you have any questions. Have a good week.